Today's reading, we are diving into pregnancy messages for the month of January. So we're going to tap in and see what comes through regarding pregnancy next month. So if you're as excited as I am to find out what these readings hold, then go ahead and give this video a big thumbs up and stick around. Hello celestial beings, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you are new. My name is Simone, and here on my channel I offer spiritual guidance to empower my celestial beings and heart-centered energy healing to help you align with your higher self. So if that is something that you might be interested in, please consider hitting that subscribe button and joining our family of celestial beings. Before we dive into these piles, I do want to mention my quick disclaimer to use discretion when watching my pregnancy readings. Of course, with any tarot reading, in my opinion, I think, use your own intuition, take what resonates with you, and to leave the rest. It's most likely for somebody else who also chose that reading, but especially with pregnancy messages, I do want to be sensitive and considerate to this topic and make sure that everybody watching does use discretion and knows that this is not medical advice. So without further ado, let's dive into these piles. Pile number 1 is the Chrysacolla crystal. Pile number 2 is the blue Goldstone, and pile number 3 is the Malachite. Now's your opportunity to pause the video if you need and take as much time as you need to find out which pile or piles you most resonate with for the month of January regarding pregnancy. You can ask your guides the question first, take a deep breath, and then take a moment to see which one of the piles you're drawn to. Once you have found your pile or piles, you can head on down into the description box below where I've posted the timestamps for each one of these readings. I can't wait to find out what messages are in store for you for the month of January, so I will see you over at your reading. Hello celestial beings who chose pile number 1 with the Chrysacolla stone on it. I have your stone right here, so we are going to set that aside so that we can dive into your tarot cards first. And I do want to mention that at the end of this reading I will be pulling a oracle card from my Angel Answers deck to find out and also specifically ask the question if you will get pregnant in January. So be sure to stay tuned for that question. All right, let's start with the tarot cards. First, we have Death in reverse, the Fool card in reverse, the Three of Cups in reverse, and I am reading these facing you guys. And then we have the Five of Cups in reverse, and finally the Seven of Wands. Okay. Yeah, so this is the energy for the month of January. And we're seeing here that the month of January is taking up a lot of time as it relates to change. So I'm seeing that you are kind of reaching your final push to get through this energy of change right now. We not only have the Death card, which is an ending of some kind. It is not literal death, but more of like, if you think of the ending and a new beginning, a change, a transformation happening. We also have the Fool. I almost feel as though with this energy, because we do have the Seven of Wands right set up, which that means the energy of the Seven of Wands is in full force for the month of January. I'm getting the sense as though like you're wanting this change, or you're waiting for this change to happen. You're waiting for this new beginning, but it seems to be on hold. And I'm getting the sense that it's on hold until you can kind of overcome a certain obstacle. So we're overcoming an obstacle with the Seven of Wands in January that's saying like, if you and when you rise above this challenge and you kind of like go for it anyway or push through, because the Seven of Wands can kind of be that part of our life cycle or the cycle of like an experience where we kind of just have to like keep our head down and get through it. Like it's there's no way around it. We're just kind of getting through it. And the Seven of Wands does also hint at kind of like overcoming something drastically, or with overcoming and overpowering something that could have been a barrier, but you're getting through it and you're overcoming it. You may already feel like you're starting to get to this point when you're seeing this reading. Maybe you're already in January when this reading is reaching you, but it's almost like you have to kind of put other things on pause. Like you have to put the fun things, or like you may have even been avoiding hanging out with certain people, like maybe even going out with friends you've been avoiding. You may have been avoiding kind of like really emotionally unpacking everything that's going on in your life. You're kind of like, all right, I can't unpack this right now. I need to just like get through it. So I feel like with January, the upside to this is that you are getting through it. And unfortunately, sometimes like we just do have to get through something, you know. It's not like we can change it. It's not like it's our fault. It's not like there was any way around it. But ultimately, it is leading to this transformation and to this new fresh start that I feel like you can feel really good about. I also get the sense too that even though you are pushing through this with the Three of Cups being in the center in reverse, I feel like you may need kind of like a night or a day or something to just like blow off steam with friends and just kind of have a good time and not be super focused on this 24/7, because you are getting through it and you're not going to lose momentum if you just have like a fun time or like a fun night out. Maybe you've just been avoiding that a little bit because you've been super focused on just getting this one thing done. Now, I know this doesn't directly relate to pregnancy from the way I'm like describing it, but in some way it does. Maybe it has to do with your, I mean, and this could be different for everybody, but this could be maybe like you feeling like you have to get to the finish line of something before you can relax, before you can take a step back. And the Fool card being in reverse does kind of let me know that in some ways too, it is important to kind of let go and not necessarily like force everything to happen right now. And that, you know, when I do pregnancy readings in general, I'm focusing on the energy, right? So like the underlying energy behind what you are needing right now in order to lead you to pregnancy, or in order to kind of help aid you right now in your journey towards manifesting pregnancy, if that is what you are desiring. So to me, this is not necessarily saying there is pregnancy in January, but these are kind of things that are suggestions, advice, if it resonates with you, of how to kind of open yourself up to receiving what you're trying to manifest, which is, for this particular reading, is pregnancy. All right, we're gonna keep going with some more oracle cards to get you even more insights into this and maybe even confirm a little bit more. We have a spirit guide. So there is, especially with the Fool card, with this is like the 0 card in the tarot deck, that's where we're seeing like there's a new start, there's another, almost like the completion of this could happen more easily than it is. And your spirit guides have been reaching out or have been kind of like guiding you towards this. Now, I feel as though they've been connecting to you through difficult emotions. And sometimes when we try to like ignore those emotions, we are actually ignoring our spirit guides because they're trying to show us the way through our emotions. Okay, planning. Let's get some clarification on planning. I get the sense that planning has to do with kind of like taking a step back. Planning and seeking. So your spirit guides, there's like an underlying plan here that, again, I'm hearing this kind of like opening up to a different approach or different plan and a different opportunity, because even though like you're pushing through, you're getting through it, to me, there's like another way, there's like a better way to do this. And I feel like if you look and open yourself up and ask for it, there's another like plan here at play. Let's pull one more card. One more oracle card from this deck. See if any other message comes through for my group ones. What do your spirit guides want you to hear for this reading? Clearly you're, oh wow, yeah, okay, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, the leap of faith. That is the Fool card. The Fool card is the leap of faith. And we have taking the leap of faith, results is getting the results you want, right? Which to me, results is getting pregnant. So to me, wherever you're at in this process, it feels as though you have a spirit guide who's trying to kind of get your attention to kind of see things in a different way and to find this other plan. There's another plan of action that can be taken, but you might be unsure of it. You might be not really trusting it. So I feel like there's a leap of faith. It's as though just trust, and it may not even be like another alternative plan to getting pregnant. It may just be like the planning of your life path at a deeper level even. You know, the planning of how January is going to go. It can be different if you want it to be, is kind of what I'm hearing. It's almost like it'll be easier if you just trust in this whole process. I'm also hearing too that trusting in the process is also kind of accepting that it may be a little difficult right now too, and not trying to force it or blame yourself or, you know, take on more than is necessary. It's kind of like you're just getting through this kind of energy and you're going to be on the other side. Just kind of like trust in the process is one of the important messages here as well. But if there is something that you're like, do I do it or not? Like I really want to, but like it's kind of not a guarantee. This could be, I mean, you may be feeling like I just need that one little like clue from my spirit guides to let me know. Maybe you've been asking your spirit guides for a sign of whether or not you should do it. I feel like this is that sign. Okay, group 1, let's keep going. We're gonna see what other messages come through for group 1 regarding pregnancy in January, and any messages that come through. And these messages can also can pertain to anybody who's currently pregnant as well. All right, this one wanted to come out. Psychic abilities. Wow, there is a lot of psychic energy. I mean, I pulled this out right by your spirit guides. I feel like your spirit guides are almost like awakening psychic abilities for you. We have reconciliation and family. Interesting. Okay. So the reason you may not be connecting with people or going out maybe because maybe you've been in a fight or had some like almost like feel like you've had to really defend yourself against family. This could be that you're already pregnant or you're wanting to get pregnant and people are kind of against you on it, or like they've been giving you a hard time about it. This to me says that you're reconciling those differences with family members. Maybe in general, you know, you've just been at odds with your family and you've been hoping for their support as you decide to move into, you know, starting your own family. But it seems as though to some extent with somebody in your family, with maybe select people, you are going to be reconciling that connection and being able to grow your family. I do feel like we're leaning towards pregnancy in the month of January more and more as this reading progresses, that this could be a result of kind of this processing that you're going through, this perseverance. Like it feels like you're being tested right now also. And for some of you, maybe you've been you got pregnant unexpectedly and you're afraid of how your family may react. And maybe you've been isolating because of that, or you've just kind of been like not sure what to do. I do feel like you have some connection to the divine that is guiding you right now, that is right behind you, right beside you, guiding you, you know, like making sure you're on the right path. And I do feel like there's some healing that is happening in January that allows you to connect deeply with your family and potentially even grow your family. Although I'm not feeling 100% pregnancy for everybody yet. Let's see if this is a strong pregnancy group. Sometimes some groups come across as stronger for getting pregnant than others. You know, so that could sometimes be when there's multiple people who need the message in the pile, but not necessarily everybody is getting pregnant. So, you know, it's difficult when there's such general readings, but we're going to try to get as many answers as we can for my group 1s. And I I also always link down below to my personal website if you would like a reading, a more personalized reading from me. We have Sanctuary. You're resolving something and finding peace with something that's been, I mentioned, kind of like emotionally draining, or like you've been avoiding the emotions or avoiding unpacking those emotions and feeling those things because you're just kind of having to work through this time. And it may even have felt and still feel, kind of moving into January as well, it may feel like things have just been like a whirlwind for you. Yeah, wow, we have new beginnings, and this is the card. This is the card. Okay, I was waiting for one firm confirmation, and this is it. All right, this is one of the cards in this oracle deck that always, you know, gives me that confirmation, right? I mean, she's holding the baby up in the air. It says new beginnings, and it is a little cherub too. So yes, group one, I'm feeling like January is a good month for many of you to get pregnant. And I feel like you're finding peace with this as well, with Sanctuary, and also feeling safe. You're feeling safe, you're feeling protected. So you may have to take a leap of faith. You may just have to trust that everything's gonna work out. And your spirit guides are with you. Your spirit baby is with you. Oh, wow, I just got the chills. Okay, let's keep going. I do feel like there's one more card from this deck. Okay, yes. Nature. I'm hearing with nature, mother energy as well. So I am hearing this as a confirmation, once again, for pregnancy. I also get the sense with nature of this kind of like cleansing and renewal. I'm getting the sense that you may also be kind of returning to your true nature again. So things that maybe were on edge or almost like very high energy and like feeling a little out of control, you're coming back into your sanctuary. Maybe even your sanctuary exists in nature. You're spending more time in nature. And I feel this like inner connection for you with Mother Nature. This may also be a really like a place where you find your spirit guides and your psychic abilities comes out the most. But I feel like you're just almost, I'm getting natural witch energy too for this group. You're manifesting this. Yeah, you may even have had some kind of psychic message or something happen in nature for you. You're a natural witch. I feel like this group is full of like psychics, light workers, starseeds, but natural witches. So you may just find like you're naturally able to make things happen. And January is going to be that kind of month for you where you're making things happen. There's a fresh beginning, and it's no longer going to be this like struggle. Okay, you're kind of going to get past that. We mentioned overcoming that, getting through that, and you're going to release. Be sure to kind of release that energy as it's coming through for you. Don't hang on to that, and the way you do that is by experiencing it fully in your body. Okay, you may need to just take a moment if you're feeling a lot of emotion. Take a moment and just let that energy of the emotion pass through you and fully experience and not push it away. We have the unexpected. Some of you are seeing this reading and you've unexpectedly perhaps gotten pregnant. I mentioned that before, that you maybe even you weren't supposed to get pregnant and you were told you were never going to get pregnant or something like that, and you just get pregnant all of a sudden. Yeah, I am more and more, this just feels like a strong pregnancy reading to me. We have extremes with hot moon. This is what I was saying, is kind of going from the extreme of feeling like things are speeding by and rushing by almost. We have this like fiery energy along with the wands energy of the fire energy with that you're currently in full force, or that you kind of will be going into January. It feels like you are going from living in extremes even. You may even find too, like in January, you just kind of switch extremes. Like you go from being very, like we're saying, being very like, having to just do a lot, having to overcome and push through, to like finding peace and serenity and reconciliation and kind of swinging the pendulum in the opposite direction. Okay. We also have focus with the waxing gibbous. To me, this energy of focus is kind of saying like, hold your vision, group one. Hold your vision. And see the butterfly over her third eye, just like this one, right? They're so similar, these cards. It's the woman's face with her third eye really open. To me, you've been holding your focus, and maybe you've even been doing this prior to January, but like in January, hold your focus further, because the energy that you've been putting towards manifesting pregnancy, for those of you who have been trying to manifest it, I do feel like it's paying off for my group ones. Okay, wow. So we're gonna finish up this reading by asking the question, will you get pregnant in January, to these angel oracle cards. So let's do that and see for my group ones. These cards are typically good for kind of like a yes or no question. So that's why I like to use them for pregnancy. So let's see. Peaceful resolution. Interesting. Wow, this makes so much sense. Some of you are going to find a peaceful resolution to something that you've been stressing over, and that's kind of the extremes. Like you're kind of going from being stressed out or being overwhelmed to finally having this resolution and the results and the reconciliation that you have been asking for. All right, we're gonna pull one more card. Oh, okay, one came out. Remain positive. That's what I've been seeing, right? Oh my gosh. Yes, this is confirmation, group one. Stay positive, remain focused, focus on the goal that you have. And I feel like you're getting those results, you're getting that resolution that you've been wanting in January. And to me, this is a pregnancy reading, so what else could it be, right? All right, group one, thank you so much for joining me. I will link above and below to my complete playlist of pregnancy pick a card readings. I do these every month, so be sure to subscribe if you're interested in even more readings like this one every month. And you can watch the other pick a card readings. I did one recently for 2023 of pregnancy next year that you can watch. And it's a great way to gain confirmation and further messages and guidance if you are still curious and wondering what is in store for you as far as pregnancy. I will link above to one of those pick a cards as well. Comment down below, let me know that you did choose pile one. I would love to have a chat with you in the comments. I always reply to the comments on my videos. Otherwise, that's gonna do it for this reading. I hope to see you back again soon, but bye for now. Hello, celestial beings who chose pile number 2. I have your pile right here with a blue goldstone on it. So I'm going to set your crystal right up here so that we can dive into your tarot cards. First, we have Temperance, the 10 of Swords, Page of Swords, 7 of Swords in reverse, and the Page of Wands. Okay. All right, so January to me seems like it's going to be almost like a balancing act for you. You're going to be getting some aspects in order. I feel like this is very much at a inner level, at a deeper level as well. Figuring certain things out, maybe even starting some things. It almost feels like you've been racking your brain and trying to figure things out and almost like overanalyzing things sometimes too. I get that. I totally get that. Because the 10 of Swords just says like you may be feeling mentally exhausted at certain points in January, or maybe kind of going into this energy. You may feel that right now as you're watching this reading. And the cards just want to confirm for you, like, you're mentally exhausted. You know, you maybe have a lot on your mind and just kind of like feeling weary or weighed down. With the 7 of Swords, there's even a feeling maybe of the opposite of checking out. Like maybe you've been trying to figure everything out. And you're almost like struggling whether or not to to do. I feel like you may be trying to do this all on your own too, internally. It's very much an energy of kind of like internalizing a lot of things. And I feel like that's almost keeping you from finding resolution and balancing this out within yourself and figuring this out. There's a lot internally that's going on that other people may not even be aware of sometimes. I feel like maybe that's your kind of go-to, is to go into hermit mode and kind of try to figure everything out on your own. But we see with the Page of Swords and the Page of Wands that there are things being presented to you. So there's ideas, there's opportunities, there's options, and there's growth. But I feel like there's things, I get the energy here of like slow moving energy, okay? I do feel like you're coming to the end of this cycle of kind of feeling overwhelmed, and you're starting to regain your focus, and you're starting to regain your intuitive guidance, like that like inner idea, creative spark to help you move forward. But it may just feel like, yeah, it may just feel like it's taking a long time. And I think January could be a slow month, but that's very important right now, because we're seeing with Temperance that this energy that you are kind of experiencing in January, and it may not be it's not going to be the whole entire month nonstop, because that's not, it's not possible for us to do all that in one reading. But the cards always pull out something that is most important for you to hear right now when you're watching the reading. So it is something that is going to be on the forefront, that is needing to kind of be worked through. And that's what we're seeing with Temperance. Temperance is the alchemy of our inner world, of ourselves, of our soul, of our spirit. And it's refining ourselves constantly. And I am reading these facing you guys, so because it is in reverse, it feels as though maybe it's slowed down, or there needs to be some time spent within kind of delving into all of these different thoughts that are plaguing you. What is there anxiety here? Because the anxiety is needing to be alchemized into transformation and deeper understanding. And also, maybe it doesn't need a label. Maybe it just needs rest, maybe it just needs processing beneath the surface level. So that's kind of the initial messages coming through. We're going to dive even deeper. And I do want to mention that we will be diving into my Angel Answers Oracle deck at the end and asking specifically the question if you will get pregnant next month. But yeah, so this always relates to pregnancy at some level here. So we're going to dive into this and gain even more insights. Okay, so let's pull some Oracle cards to see what other messages come through for group 2. What does this all mean? What is it trying to teach you? How is this related to pregnancy as well? We want some answers, right? Manifestation. So this does have to do with the manifestation of pregnancy, which is how I view my pregnancy readings. Is we're looking at the energy currently, how it's guiding you towards this manifestation. So let's see let's get some clarification on manifestation, what that could be, because I'm not seeing currently pregnancy as a manifestation. Soulmates. So some of you are manifesting certain people in your life, and this could be for some of you a romantic interest. Your deepening partnerships. Let's see what else is being manifested. Let's see what else is being manifested for my group. Self-love and serenity. Okay. So there's a deepening. We talked before about how there's this inner self-reflection that is happening in January, and it is going to be about gaining a deeper sense of self-love and recognition for your inner value and serenity. You're finding peace with a lot of these things that are weighing heavily on you, and I feel like this is a direct connection and correlation to manifesting the right person for you. Maybe even you're trying to manifest your person for pregnancy, you know, to have a family with. Maybe that's where some of you are at for this particular pile. If you're already with your soulmate, maybe you're manifesting other deeper partnerships, connections to help you reach your goals and manifestations towards pregnancy. So we're seeing with self-love, there is like an alchemy that is happening here. There's a process. We see the sacred geometry in these cards. To me, that's saying your manifestation is happening beneath the surface, and sometimes we have to get our energy into the right alignment in order for all the other things to fall in place. I do feel like January is going to be that opportunity for you, that you are being guided through this alchemization of these deeper energies. Maybe we could even say shadow work to some extent, where we're diving into those patterns and releasing them. And this is directing you towards the manifestation that you've been kind of really focusing on. So whether it's the soulmate, you know, whether it's your pregnancy, okay, this is kind of what you're being guided towards currently. Actually, I'm going to pull a couple more cards. Let's see. Let's pull one more card for this deck. What else is needed? What else does group 1 need to know? Did we miss anything? Destruction. So in some ways, certain things are needing to fall away. And we're getting that, okay, this is what I'm missing here. See, I love asking that question, because this energy of destruction is pointing directly towards, to me, is showing and connecting to this 7 of Swords in reverse. There's something that is needing to be left behind that maybe is causing all of this anxiety, and you're wanting to leave, but you haven't been able to get out of that situation yet. So I feel as though there's certain things being deconstructed, but also destroyed through this kind of process. Some things that happen is like, once you see toxicity, or once you see a situation for what it truly is, and how and you value yourself more than the situation, you know, like more than just kind of dealing with a person or whatever it is. You have this self-love to, and look at it, it's right at the center now, to say to whatever, it's like your serenity, like you're kind of saying like, my peace and my serenity is more important than me dealing with like this BS right now, you know, or than me just like putting up with this shit. So basically you're saying that and like leaving this, you know, and this is something that your soul is wanting, right? Like at a certain level, this is helping you to raise your vibration, because that's ultimately what happens as we refine our energy and we work through these things. We're raising our vibration. We're alchemizing, we're turning water into wine, we're turning, you know, rock into gold, or whatever it is. We're making things better for ourselves as we learn, as we expand, as we grow, and as we deepen our self-love. So that's what I'm hearing. Okay. And I almost feel too that the message for January really is like, if something's falling away in January, it is needed to happen so that you can rise above this. It is needed to happen so that you can kind of move forward and you know, move above this, rise above this to higher ground. And that's what the Page of Wands and Page of Swords, this is your first step out of a situation, or your first step. Like, you've reached, with the Ten of Swords, I mean, like in some ways, for some of you, you've reached rock bottom with this thing, and you're needing to take those first steps out of it. And it can be hard to do that. So whatever that is, I feel like you're on your path to greatness here. You know, you're bettering yourself in your life through this modality of self-love. Wow, that is so powerful for January, group 1. Let's keep going. Again, not seeing pregnancy per se, but I do feel as though these messages are leading you towards your manifestation of what you want right now. Okay. Your ideal situation, right? Like your goals. Let's see, we're gonna pull some more oracle cards. For my group twos, we're gonna pull some more oracle cards. Okay, travel, happiness, love that. Yeah, you're traveling, you're journeying, you're transitioning towards happiness. Again, Seven of Swords, see her running, she's leaving, she's coming out the victor, she's on her way out, right? She's like, she's leaving behind those swords and taking what's hers. All right. So there's some kind of travel here, transition. This card can mean literal travel. Oh, and strength, and having the strength to do it, to make happiness your priority. Okay, group two. I feel like this is really an important message coming through for group twos. For January, we have choice and purity. That's this purification of the Temperance card too, is what is happening, purifying your surroundings, making a choice towards your own serenity and happiness, like purification. That is making the, like, it's kind of like taking this choice to leave, to move forward, to move on, in order to maintain this like purification of your energy, right? Your happiness. All right, let's pull one more card from this deck. What else does group two need to know? Is there pregnancy in store? Let's see if there's any messages about pregnancy. What else? Shadow self. Oh, I mentioned shadow work briefly, but your shadow self is kind of stepping forward to help you make this decision. And that's not necessarily like your darker self or a bad side of yourself at all. This is a part of yourself that you may have been suppressing or ignoring, but it's kind of caught up, you know, it's caught up to you in some ways. And it's, I mentioned maybe having some anxiety and being kind of overwhelmed with your thoughts. Your shadow self is being brought to light, right? The purification of our awareness and our consciousness when we make certain parts of ourselves, when we bring awareness to them, we can purify them, we can cleanse ourselves, we can learn from them, and also maybe even feel more confident in making a choice finally, right? Okay, let's keep going. All right, we're gonna pull some more oracle cards. Faith. I am getting the sense with this card, right? Pregnancy, right? I am sensing with this card that it's important to have faith in this process that you're going through in January, and not to give up hope of pregnancy in the future, in another month. Feel free to subscribe if you do resonate with my energy and my readings. I would love to have you join the channel because I do these kinds of readings every month if you're interested in that. But I also have ones for 2023 and for 30 days from now, everything. So I'll link above and below so you can definitely check those out. But we had a few cards go flying. So sovereignty. This is such an important month for you, group twos. This is such a powerful month. You are blossoming. We have a 3-3 here with an angel number. You are blossoming, you're transitioning, you are traveling into this state of your inner sovereignty, this place of self-love, of confidence. Don't lose faith in your manifestation, right? Like faith appeared and it's right by manifestation. So don't lose faith in having the children you wanted to have, or having the family that you wanted to have. If this is maybe a bump in the road, or, you know, a change of direction or something, this is bringing you towards a higher level of inner sovereignty. Queen of the Moon is like the coolest card in this deck. She is powerful. She is connected to her divine womb. She's connected to the moon, which is cycles, which is also our divine feminine cycles. She is powerful feminine energy. And we have peace as well, gaining that peace. And I feel like this is just so important right now for you, because it feels like with group twos, it feels like, you know, you deserve this peace, right? You deserve this serenity and happiness, and yeah, and this positive outcome. So let's finish up this reading, group 2s, with that final question that I mentioned. We're gonna go in and ask specifically for group 2s if you will get pregnant in January next month. See if you will get pregnant. All right, we have 2. There was one in here that flipped over. Let me see if I can find it. So we'll look at that one first. I know one of these flipped over. Here we go. We have yes, a resounding yes. This is amazing because group 2, all of these messages had to come through. And I'm like, I'm now seeing pregnancy. Literally the final card. Yes. Let's see what else it says. If you believe. Okay. So to me, these cards coming out together like this, and we do have manifestation, this does tell me that there's some of you that are completing this manifestation in January. And if not in January, I feel like shortly after. I feel as though it is connected to this whole process, but you're finding peace, you're finding the results. And to me, I feel like it's going to be very important for you to take care of yourself this month, trust in yourself and have faith that this is going to happen. I feel as though this group is a group of pregnancy and fertility. I do feel like some of you may not get pregnant specifically in January, just because it could go either way with if you believe, but that ultimately you will get pregnant. And we did talk about having faith in your manifestation that you will get pregnant. So that's the messages that's coming through. You know, I always say you guys picked this pile intuitively. So this is your intuition telling you, you gotta, you know, trust and decide for yourself. But the confirmation is here. If you've been sensing this, the confirmation is here for you guys who feel like this is the month. Yeah, if you want even more confirmations, as I mentioned, I'll link down below to a playlist, my complete playlist of all my pregnancy readings. There's a ton of them. There's also a link up above to another pick a card reading, so you can find out pregnancy as well that way if you want to get some further confirmation. But that's going to do it for this reading. Comment down below, let me know you chose pile number 2 so we can have a chat in the comments. If you are enjoying my energy and vibing with this channel, I would love it if you would hit that subscribe button and join our family of celestial beings. And lastly, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up if you haven't done so already. I hope to see you back again soon, but bye for now. Hello celestial beings who chose pile number 3. I have your pile right here with the malachite crystal on it. I love the color of this stone, so we're going to set your crystal aside so you can dive into your tarot cards first. And before we dive in, I just want to mention that I will be asking at the end of the reading, I'll be using my angel answers cards to ask the question, will you get pregnant in the month of January? So of course this whole reading is about pregnancy, but I like to kind of directly ask the question at the end. And believe it or not, the last pile had kind of a twist, so it's going to be important to stick around for that final part of your reading to really gain that final insight, I would say. All right, let's see what messages the tarot cards have for you. We have Queen of Cups, 10 of Wands in reverse, the Hierophant, the Magician in reverse, and the 8 of Pentacles in reverse. Wow, all right, so I feel with January, Queen of Cups is kind of ruling this month for you with the Hierophant in the center. I don't know if you're attending a wedding or if you're going back to school. Okay, those are two very different things, but the Hierophant is all about traditions and institutions. And it can represent marriage, but it also can represent mentorship, learning, teaching, that kind of thing. So this may be happening in the month of January. And I do feel like this could be a time of learning and of researching, because we're seeing with the Magician, 8 of Pentacles in reverse and 10 of Wands, I feel like this may be a month where action is a little more exhausting. Like to me with the Queen of Cups, some of you may already be pregnant with the Queen of Cups, but this to me seems like a month where it's important to really take care of yourself and take it easy. You may just be feeling very reflective this month and also very in tune with your emotions too, and with the energy of water. So that's because of the Cups suit is associates with water, but I feel like there's something healing about this month of January, and that may be your main priority versus a lot of action or a lot of productivity happening. We're seeing with the 10 of Wands, you may be deciding like, I have taken on too much. You may need to kind of recuperate in January in some way, shape, or form. Maybe you're taking a vacation, and maybe you're taking a trip to a remote wedding, something like that. Yeah, I am feeling that it is going to be a month of creating some kind of foundation, learning, gaining more information in order to then take action. I get the sense like it's hard to know where to focus your energy right now. You may be feeling a little like lost as to where to really direct your energy. So I feel like if you're intuitively guided to gain some more knowledge, so for example, like maybe you're going back to school, maybe you're getting a certification, something, that's typically what the Hierophant is about, is maybe getting some kind of, you know, traditional degree or traditional certification, something like that, to then help you figure out what you really want to do with your energy. Yeah, it's going to be a little bit, otherwise it may feel like you're just like, I don't know where to put my effort. So let's see, we are going to see how this relates to pregnancy as well, because these things always kind of align with pregnancy. Everything's interconnected in our lives. Our energy is always interconnected. So whether or not like, whether or not it's same definite pregnancy, it just kind of depends on where we're at in our manifestation. So that's what I'm sensing so far with January. So let's keep going with some oracle cards. Let's gain some further themes, see what I'm missing. Maybe there's something to do with pregnancy here. We have your dream. Okay, so maybe you're deciding to, oh, okay, so you're getting a message. You're getting some guidance to be able to follow a dream of yours, and maybe your dream has always been to get a certain degree or to start some kind of practice or something with the 8 of Pentacles. And it feels like in January you're really deconstructing the steps that are needed to be taken in order for you to reach those dreams and that, you know, to start moving in that direction. The 8 of Pentacles, yeah, and we're getting growth too. So you're starting out on this path. You're figuring out, okay, rather, you're not maybe taking the steps forward because you're like, how do I do all this? Like, it's almost too overwhelming to even try. But what's happening instead is you're kind of like breaking down the different steps that are going to be needed to reach this goal. This is a career goal, I feel like, especially with 8 of Pentacles. This is a career goal. And I feel too, I kind of get the sense that whatever you have been putting your energy towards or working on, maybe career-wise, you've just been feeling, or maybe this could even just be like your day-to-day. If you maybe, you know, are not employed right now or something like that, it could be that your day-to-day and like what you're working on just is not very inspiring to you anymore. So you're learning something about this to kind of improve on upon your situation, or you could be, again, it could be marriage. It could depend on this person, on who, you know, each person, because everybody's different. So what your kind of ideal step forward would be is different. Yeah, okay. So balance and action came out together, and this to me is saying that in order for you to be able to take action, you're needing to find some kind of balance. And to me, that's coming from gaining gaining kind of like like getting together a plan, really, right? Like deconstructing the steps forward and creating a plan. I just had to change the battery in my camera, so if anything kind of shifted, that's just why. But we are back in business, and we are going to start with another Oracle card deck to kind of get, let's see, what am I missing here? How does this relate back to pregnancy? Is this something, you know, this could just be that in January, you're just focusing on this rather, you know, and maybe pregnancy just is not the main focus of January, because there's some action that is needing to be taken. Now, I also am getting the sense that you could be consulting with a specialist. This could happen in January, and you're gaining some more information so that you can actually, yep, I knew a healing card was going to come out. I mentioned healing. I knew it was coming out. January is a healing month. We're going to go into that as well, kind of what ways you are healing. You may be meeting with a specialist in January, and I've mentioned knowledge and research and understanding, and if this is not a career that you are pursuing in January, this could just be the knowledge that you're pursuing as it regards pregnancy. Okay, so let's see what else about healing. Yeah, lighten your load. These cards always come out together often. So you have like the 10 of Wands. You could see her carrying the 10 of Wands, which is a heavy load. And then we have literally the message, lighten your load. There's too much on your plate, you know. We talked too about this being a month where it's time to really heal. I get the sense you're healing from being overly exhausted. I feel like in some ways your body is healing. Like your literal physical body is needing to heal. For some of you, that's taking a step back from taking some actions until you regain balance. All right, let's see what else. What else can group 3 expect in January regarding pregnancy? Dreams again. Okay. Let's see. Let's pull a card to clarify dream. Now, this could be your big dreams for the future, big dreams of pregnancy, of having a family. This is a beautiful card and beautiful dream that is coming into existence in January. Let's see. What dream are we talking about? Let's see. Dream can... dreams are coming through for group 3 in January. Ooh, okay, the cards are getting excited here. I want to find out what dreams, what are group 3's dreams that are coming true in January. There's something big. Life purpose. That is so cool. So here's the thing. What I'm hearing is your life purpose could be getting pregnant, right? Like it could be that this dream is coming through. However it comes through in January, this is exactly where you need to be right now. It is your life purpose. I talked about career. For some of you, it is career. For some of you, it's getting pregnant. This is going to be significant though as you move through January and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm aligning right now with my life purpose for right now. That doesn't mean that you're never allowed to get pregnant or something like that. No, you know, our life purpose can change. It can grow and enhance and you know, metamorphose into other things. But something in January is a dream come true for you, group 3, and it is coming through. So lighten your load, okay? I feel like you're gonna need all your energy to be ready for this opportunity as it presents itself to you. You may get a message from somebody, but it's gonna be important for you to be in balance and for you to be healed in January so that you're ready to take this big action towards your life purpose. Okay, group 3, that's, oh my gosh, that is so awesome. took a little while for that card to come out, but I'm so glad that we waited for that. All right, let's get some more messages for group 3. What else are we seeing in January? Playfulness, centering. Okay, so you know, part of centering and balancing is going to be to like have a little fun. We saw lighten your load, right? And there's just going to be, it's going to be important to like focus your priorities on, you know, having some fun and not taking on too many responsibilities, because you're gonna, it's almost like you're freeing up your time to welcome in your life purpose. You may already know what you're working towards. You know, maybe you're already taking these courses, maybe you're finishing them up, maybe you've just started them, whatever it may be. This is confirmation for you about them being like this is like where you should focus your energy. We talked about how you weren't like 100% sure. Things are coming clearer in January to let you know like this is what's needed. And also to give yourself a break too, right? Like clear up your calendar. Abundance. Oh, group 3, this is bringing you so much abundance. This is super exciting, group 3. I'm so excited for you. And even though this doesn't seem like pregnancy per se, for many of you, this is going to be very fulfilling for you. So I'm super excited for this positive energy that is coming into January for you guys. So there could be money here. There's prosperity, there's abundance. You're centering yourself so that you know what to work on next, what action to take, and you're gaining new information and insights that are really helping you to do that. So it's going to be very healing as well to really center yourself and balance and ground yourself and be able to say like, okay, this is what I'm doing next, and I'm just going to focus my energy on this like one thing instead of carrying this load of like 10 different wands, right? You're putting those down, you're recentering, you're figuring everything out, maybe gaining some insights from a mentor who's helping you and guiding you, giving you these messages of wisdom, and you're able to move forward with abundance and prosperity. All right, group 3, let's keep going with some oracle cards. Okay, we have will. Where there's a will, there's a way. I don't know why that came out for that card. Where there's a will, there's a way. I feel like maybe the way hasn't yet presented itself, but the dream is still there, right? Like you're willing it into existence. You've been dreaming about this. So there's the intention, and then the path is opening up itself to you in January. Now, the cards want me to talk a little bit more about healing. So I feel like maybe we should go into healing. What is being released in January? What is being released? Change. With Thunder Moon. It's like it's like lightning striking, right? It's good fortune reaching you. I feel like you're releasing the old to welcome in this change in your life. I talked about clearing your schedule a lot, like opening up your schedule almost to welcome in what you really want to be doing, right? Because if we're so busy with the things that we don't want to do and we don't have any time, like we're telling the universe we don't have any time for what we do want to come in. So you're releasing and putting down that, like, you've grown and learned a lot from carrying that burden, right? Like, and in January, you're becoming wiser to how to put that burden down, lighten your load, release the old way, or release some of the things that you've been carrying on your shoulders and kind of like trying to do all these things. Maybe you're letting go of the pressure of like trying to get pregnant and all that, and maybe you're releasing that to some extent to welcome and change. And that doesn't mean you're forever, you're never going to get pregnant or anything like that, but maybe just for January, you're putting certain things down to welcome in new things, new abundance. All right, this one, balance is very important. You got balance twice. A lot of these messages do repeat themselves because, you know, sometimes we need a lot of confirmation, right? Like we need a lot of reassurance, like this is happening. So you're balancing, and that's going to be really important, is you're finding balance, whereas before you may have been burning the candle at both ends and like losing balance or feeling like a little out of control with everything. But by releasing these things, we're welcoming in a new change that is actually bringing further balance into your life versus feeling more burdened and more stressed. So I want to say too, for many of you, the healing that you've been working on, like the emotional healing that many of you in this pile have been working towards and on, this is the manifestation of that. Like sometimes we assume that we can only manifest by focusing on the external, but really, like, you manifest so much faster when you do focus on your internal state and work on healing that and releasing old patterns or working through shadows within. You know, that's when we really transform. When we transform our inner energy, that's when we really change our external circumstances, because we're manifesting from a more grounded place, grounded in our own bodies. So in other words, you've put the work in, and this is the physical manifestation of the healing and the emotional growth that you have, you know, put that time and energy into accomplishing. So right on. Okay, group 3, let's finish up. We just have one more question to ask, right? For my angel oracle deck, we are going to ask, okay, success just wanted to come out before I could even get to your question. Success. January is a month of success for you. Wow. Group 3, that is awesome. Okay, still not getting the question out, but let's see. All right, we have get more information. That's wild, isn't it? I didn't even get a chance to ask the question and these cards came out. And we also have wait. So I think I mentioned, you know, you may be waiting on pregnancy, or you may have to wait on pregnancy. I feel like there's more information. We talked about that. There's success, there's the gathering of more information, and then there may be a waiting period for this group. And who knows, you know, it may not be forever, but January doesn't seem to be the month. If you want further clarification, if you're saying, Celeste, no, I feel like I am pregnant right now, maybe you're getting all this success, but you're also getting pregnant. So if you want further confirmations, feel free, you know, if you resonate with my readings, you can check more pick a card readings out in the playlist that I will link to below. And I'll also link to another pick a card reading up above so that you can check that out for even more messages. I have them where you can see if you got pregnant in 30 days, in 7 days, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button because I will be doing another pick a card reading all about pregnancy for the month of February and every month thereafter. So if you like these types of readings, subscribe for more. Comment down below, let me know you chose pile number 3. And don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up. But that's gonna do it for this reading. I hope to see you back again soon. Please feel free to come back, check back in with me in January. Let me know how this goes. I am super excited for you, group 3. That's gonna do it for this reading though. Hope to see you back again soon, but bye for now.